Hey guys, welcome to today's episode of The Corner Store. It's your boy, Joe Cadet, of course. And on today's episode, we're going to talk about the Washington Redskins. And to be honest, it's kind of hard to say that word now after doing a little bit of research and all that stuff. So I'm going to give you guys the backstory right now. So the Washington Redskins have, especially during this past week, have been put on notice by minority owners, by huge sponsors such as what their field is called. Their stadium is named after FedEx, to change their name. But Dan Snyder has finally considered it when, I believe about 4 years ago, 2016, he said that he'll never change the Redskins name. And to be honest, I was kind of on that side for him to not change the name. I was like, if Dan Snyder changed the Redskins, what's going to happen to the Cleveland Indians, the Florida State Seminoles, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Atlanta Braves, things like that, right? But I had to educate myself, which I believe everybody should do for topics like this. So I first off tried to watch this video, right? I went to watch a video where Native Americans had to answer to the word Redskin. When I say answer to, not someone calls them a Redskin and then they answer to it. The fact that they say, it's one of those questions. Hey, what's the first thing that comes up to your mind when you hear this word? It was something like it was something in among those lines. Every person in that video had a face of disgust, and they actually wanted to like hurt the person that asked them the question. Which begs the point to say, if those people are feeling bad, shouldn't we feel bad too? Shouldn't we stop what's going on? Shouldn't we stop using that name? The Native Americans, to be honest, have been treated worse than African Americans, black people in the United States. We stole their land, literally stole their land. And then we told them that they can't, we made them walk from the East Coast all the way to the West. And we still stole their land. We still stole their land. And now since 1933, we've had a team, basically a team with the native, equivalent to the Native American N-word, equivalent to the N-word that black people hate, our counterparts are using. A team was called the Native American version of the N-word. Since 1933, they had to hear the Redskins, 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 Redskins. Imagine myself, a black person in America. There's a team called, let's just put it where it is, Atlanta. The Atlanta niggas. Hey, you're gonna go watch the niggas play? I got this nigga jersey over here. Nigga. How does that make you feel? But now, especially like as I said, it's hard for me to even call them like Washington, just say Washington, because it doesn't feel right. I need to call them the Redskins because I've known that since the day I was born. The Washington Redskins. But after watching that video, it opened my eyes. And it was funny because I know Dan Snyder, who's the current owner of the Washington Redskins, right? But his predecessor, a known racist in George Preston Marshall, someone that they actually tore down his statue earlier this about a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, was the last man to integrate blacks on an NFL team. And he knew about the westward expansion, knows about the Cowboys and Indians persona, but he still said Redskins. He still named the team Redskins. And also, thanks to, I believe it was Skip Bayless that pointed this out, he went to go to a native chief and said, hey, I need you to help me promote this team. So because the native chiefs, the chief started saying the Redskins, everybody's like, okay, if he's saying it, we all can say it. It's that kid mentality. It's that kid mentality. Kids, whenever parents say tell kids, hey, whenever a kid hears a parent say explicit, the kid automatically thinks that they can say the explicit because their parent says the explicit. But then when the parent reprimands them for saying that, they don't say it to the parent or around the parent anymore. They just say it when the parent's not looking or the parent's not listening. It's the same thing with the N-word. The N-word is the same way. Us black people, we've said, oh, we've been using that word. We use that word in our music all the time. But then for white people, we was like, no, you can't use that word. You can't use that word. What do you think white people are doing when you guys aren't around? When a Little Uzi Vert, a Drake song comes on, they're gonna slip up. They're gonna slip up and say it. I'm not trying to justify them saying it, but that happens. By the Chiefs saying that, oh, the Redskins are a good term to use. We've been using that word for almost 100 years. Almost 100 years. And plus because Native Americans are so oppressed. Oppressed is not even a word to describe how bad Americans have done them. We don't even care about Native Americans. I know me personally, I don't know a full-on Native American. I know people that say that they have like 3%, 4% Cherokee or Iroquois, something like that. But I don't know a full Native American who spent his or her life on a reservation. Reservations. That's literally what they do. That's worse than projects, in my opinion. But it still gives them a sense of family and tribalness. So I guess it works for them. But from the outside looking in, I think it's worse than projects. The time the name should have been removed was when this quote resurfaced. And I'm not saying it resurfaced before, but after reading this, I didn't want to say the Redskins. I'm just saying the Redskins because I need the Redskins for the episode. But the Washington Post put out said the history. It was an article about the history of the Washington Redskins and whatnot. The date you need to understand or need to know: September 25th, 1863. The Winnowa Daily Republican features an announcement that uses Redskins as a bad term. It states the state reward for dead Indians have increased to $200 for every Redskin sent to purgatory. I'm gonna repeat that again because now reading that out loud, it hits a little bit more. The state reward for dead Indians have increased to $200 for every Redskin sent to heaven or hell. The state reward for dead Indians has been increased to $200. So they were promoting killing Redskins. They're promoting killing Native Americans. They promoted that. Same way the Ku Klux Klan promoted lynching black people. Racist whites promote the killings of black people. That's what this Daily Republican said, a newspaper out of Minnesota. That alone should be the reason why you should stop using the name. I personally think that I'll slip up. I'm not gonna lie to you. I know I'll slip up. I still slip up calling the Los Angeles Chargers the San Diego Chargers. But change the name, Dan Snyder, not for us, but for the generation that's coming. For this generation, we have it in our head. It's in our DNA now. We're gonna try and lessen the usage of that word, but we can't stop completely. But for the new generation coming up, being football fans, they need to have another name. The name Redskins should be no more Washington something. You could think about something in Washington that still has the red and yellow colors. Think about something there that is right to say. At the end of the day, it's right to say. Well, now I'm gonna switch topics. Let's talk about something that's more, actually fun to talk about. Thank God I took my time to actually record this in time. Patrick Mahomes just signed a 10-year deal, and reported worth over $400 million. It's about to be the longest contract since Michael Vick signed one back in 2004. Now the question is, where will the bulk of the money come in? Because from learning and being a watcher, a viewer of the Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott scenario going on in Dallas, a lot of people usually want their money in the front. Also, Le'Veon Bell. A lot of people want their money front-ended instead of back-ended. But also, we have to also put into effect salary cap issues. Is the salary always going to raise every year? If that's the case, maybe the Chiefs found a way. Mahomes probably wanted up front. Most of the money up front. We don't know that yet. But for the Chiefs to lock in probably the most exciting quarterback we have seen since Michael Vick, I commend them. Mahomes is deserving of it. He's proven a former MVP, current Super Bowl MVP. Yes, he is a current Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes deserves all that and more. I still wish you guys, just let him go ball out. But I understand why you guys don't. But Mahomes is deserving of this. Now, my only question is, and I'll probably end off saying with this question: how does this affect Dak and his process? I know Dak for a fact is that he doesn't want to stay in Dallas for 10 plus years. I know that for a fact. And I know that Jerry Jones ain't going to sign him for 10 plus years. But does Dak want more money after seeing the Patrick Mahomes deal? I'm just trying to start this conversation. Guys, no one right is right and wrong is wrong. Our usage of the Redskins name is wrong. Stop using it. Try hard, man. Just call it Washington for a little bit. For the people watching this on YouTube, make sure you give that thing a like. Share this video and all my other videos to everybody that you know. Get my subscriber following up. We got things coming. This is Gerald Cadet. I'm just trying to start the conversation, man. The corner store, and I'm out.